Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda, this is Beyond Brass. Have you ever wondered what to do with all your 6x6 paper pads? I mean, this is just a selection, a very minor selection of them. So what I thought I would do is make some tags, of course, because I don't have like a bin full of tags, unfinished tags, finished tags, various tags. Most of these came from this one came from Dollarama, this one comes from Dollar Tree, this is from Dollar Tree, this is from Dollarama, this is a very old stack of ones from Dollar Tree, and this one comes from Dollar Tree. So, and this is only a few. I have like a considerably larger stack of them. I'm going to try to do tags that will fit in the flippy floppy journal that I made in the video yesterday, which is very Christmas theme. So this one's floral, but there's a couple of pages in here that might work in there. Like, for example, this one. These are all, I don't know if it says the GSM on it anywhere. 160 GSM for this. The ones from Dollarama might not all be. That's not very red, but I kind of like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a number of papers. These are all dots, so I might not go with those. But what I will do, I want to do that, they call it stack and whack, which I think is maybe not that accurate because you're not whacking them, you're tearing them. But that's kind of what I'm thinking, is to do, like, to layer a bunch of them and tear them into sections and then rebuild them as tags. So that definitely is not... Where is that? I don't know where that came from. So I will choose some of these and then we'll come back. Okay, before I leave, well, I did leave. I got this one at Dollarama, and I mean, I did get it today, but I got it because it's Christmas. And some of the papers in here are really quite nice. It does not say the GSM, but I think the GSM weight is similar to this one. And look at how pretty some of these are. Shiny, but some of these are really pretty. So I'm going to use some of these in there because they're Christmas. What you could also do is you could cut your digitals down to a size that will fit your tag and add those into your stack if you're wanting to do something like that, rather than using scrapbook paper if you don't have scrapbook paper. Again, I will prepare. I have quite a number of them. My thought is that if I cut these directly in half, that would give me a 3x6 tag. And each one is going to give me as many tags as I tear the pieces. I think that's how it works, because I will stack them and then I'll relayer them. So I have this one, which is not very Christmassy, but it's got a nice kind of like a slate green, and I think that could work. I have two of these polka dot green ones, and I probably won't use both. This one feels a little lighter weight than this one. So I might use the lighter one of those. The darker one is definitely more Christmas color. I have some snowflakes, the Christmas trees, which I really kind of like. I have one with just newsprint, because it would be really fun if you were doing something like this and not using scrapbook paper, to use like encyclopedia pages, book pages, to give it some difference, shall we say. A plaid, because to me plaid goes with Christmas. Granted, this is more brown and muted, brown and blue, but this one and this one go together really nicely. A gold polka dot and then a red polka dot. So let's make stacks. I don't want all the polka dots in one stack. I think if I do like that one, and that one together, and I need to figure out, I need to be able to tear them as well. So that and that and that would go together. And then if I put this one here, or, oh, that gives 2 polka dot in that, which I kind of don't want to do. So, unless I do another stack, which I could, or let's, sorry about that noise. Oh, this one's got, I wonder if that's too bright. Yeah, maybe. Use that one. So okay, put those together and these together, like so. And I'm just going to clip them with a paper clip for now. It looks like they're a little bit different size, but I'm not that worried about it. And look at, we have green polka dots on the top of both of them. So let's change this one for a gold one, no, a red one. Yeah. So that I don't have green polka dots in both. Just going to move those to the side. I have these, they're, I don't know, dividers of some kind. And I'm going to cut these into 3x6 prep for a tag. I appear to have cut one tag about 1/16 of an inch higher than everybody else, so I won't tell if you don't. So I have a whole bunch of little like rectangular bits that I will use for like journal cards, and they're really fun because of the holes in them. They kind of like could give you really interesting. And then these are leftover which I think could be like fun little narrow file folder kind of like, I don't know. I will definitely be doing something with those. But I don't know what yet. So watch this space. Okay. And these I need to cut in half. Both stacks. So that they're 3 by 3. Now I have 4 little stacks. And a whole bunch of cards. And hopefully I have enough cards. Hopefully. I probably need to cut that little bit off so it doesn't drive me nuts. One second. Look at that. That's like so little. Now my cat's gonna come running going, "You called?" Okay, hopefully these are not too thick that I can't tear them. Because that might, like... Okay, no, they're good. And I'm not gonna tear them into a large amount of pieces to begin with. Just because. Let me move that out of the way. That would be one tag. Well, one set of tags, shall we say. So I have paper clips. Let's go with vintage photo. Distress oxide, because that white will drive me noodly. My cat will come running again because I also call him Noodle. Because he's, you know, a little noodle. I will do you the courtesy of inking off camera. Off camera. In order to keep it straight, which piece, like, because they're all a little bit different. As I ink them, what I'm doing is I'm turning them upside down, which is maybe, I don't know whether or not it's a good way to do it, not a good way to do it, but I'm just, as I ink them, I'm turning them upside down, and then so that they all go the same direction. And it's pretty easy to tell because of the tear on it. Then I'm flipping them back right side up, paper clipping them together so they don't move, and then I'll put them back together as I go, and then I'll lay them all out after this. I think conceivably you could do it that when you ink, you just like move it over. As long as you do everything together the same way, you won't lose track of your little stacks, shall we say. I have 4 little 6x6 in each one of these stacks. So I need 4 of these laid out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ignore that little bit for right now, just for now. Just think, 2 top, 2 bottom. It's going to work like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't want that one there, right? Because otherwise it's just itself. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And then again, I don't want this one to go here or here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically all you're doing is you're offsetting each time you come along. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So each tag should have one different color on each tag in a different location. Hopefully that makes even a little bit of sense. Now what I want to do, glue stick, Barely Arts. Hello, Barely Arts. We like you the best. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them like so and stack them on top of one another until I'm done with one. And make sure my glue is completely not stuck. I really need to refill my glue bottle. I am going to slide these down a little bit so that I can move the tag and make sure that I'm lining this up nice and carefully, like so. You could use glue stick if that's your preference. We know how I feel about glue stick, like so. And then the second one. Now, you can tell when these tear, you get like, you see how this is whiter than this? Technically, this red one should go underneath this one, so that you have less, so that the white is covered by the top one. So maybe what I will do on the next ones, I'm gonna not do the red one yet. I'm gonna do the blue one, and I'm gonna work from bottom to top, because I think that on this tag specifically, that will work better. It will give me a more accurate, I shouldn't get little whitey gaps in between, because the little tears should be covered by the other paper, the other torn paper. So again, making sure that I get this nice and accurately lined up, like so. Now I've inked the tear line on this one, but this will come over top of that tear line just a hair, like so. Some of it is going to show through, but it should be pretty close to accurate. And where it would show through, that's part of the reason for inking it, so that the lines don't show through. You don't have to ink. And hey, it's new for me. I haven't been very much of an inker. So for me to ink is a new phenomenon. You saw it here first. So like so, and I'm gonna line this up to make sure that that gets nice and even. Like so. And burnish that down a little. And then the last one, like so. And for this one, I am going to try to get this under there just a little bit. Like so. Oh, that's kind of cool. So this one has a bit of a Christmassy feel. These, like, this is not a Christmas 6x6, but it gives the reading of a Christmas 6x6 or a Christmas paper because of the red color, and that red goes with that tree really nicely. So that would be the first one of that set. And then let's do the second one. And again, I'm going to work from bottom to top. So I'm just going to move these off to the side and do them one at a time and come back when it's done. You can see how the order of these changes the feel of this. Because this has Christmas top and bottom, these middle two then read very much more like they're quite Christmassy, whereas this one doesn't read quite as much Christmas because these two could or couldn't be Christmas. This one definitely is not. This one could be. These two are. So this one reads like it's kind of half and half Christmas, where this one reads like it's all Christmas. So I kind of like how placement makes a difference. So let's continue. These would be how they would turn out. These are half of a 6x6. So that would give you an indication that one 6x6 piece of paper is going to give you 8 3x6 tags. If you make them smaller than that, you would get more tags. If you make them larger than that, well, you can't make them taller than 6 inches because that's what you've got. And I wouldn't make them narrower because 3x6 is a nice balance. You can see there are little white bits around some of the edges. More than likely what I would do once I have them all set up is I would just trim this back a little so that it's nice and even. I'm going to carry on making these tags because I have I'm kind of committed to making a few. Let me make these and then I'll come back and show you what this stack will look like as well, just so you can get a feel, because these have a little bit less Christmas. They've only actually got one paper in there that's quite Christmassy with the snowflakes, or more, maybe more wintry. So let's see how those would look. I now have 8, not complete tags because they need the corners notched out of them. These are the second stack, and I love these. In fact, I think I like these better than these. Just that combination of this plaid and these greens together. So nice. So nice. I will take my corner punch. This does not give as big a notch as some do. That would be like the worst grammar. That is really not a very large notch, but let's go with it. And then what I'm going to do with these is, rather than do them identically, what I am going to do is I am going to put you go there. I'm going to rearrange a little bit. So we have 4 and 4. So that one and that one and that one, and let's put that one with that one. So 1, 2, 3. That's got to go with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so and like so. Or I guess if I moved that up a little. No, I really want to put that one with that, so yes, because that's considerably different. So let's put those 4 together. And these 4 together. And granted, these 2 are in here, the same as they were, but also in this stack, then I've got 2 of the same together. Realistically, you can't put them all different, but it will be different enough that there'll be some variety. And I will do those on my own. Be careful if you do something that has text on it, like these do, that your text goes right side up when you put your notches in. Otherwise, you might be disappointed when your tags are upside down. And I will decorate these off camera and then probably come back and show these later. I now have little triangles all over me. And again, these trees go, there is an up and a down, so make sure that you put your notches in your tags on the correct side. That goes up and down, so you want your notches on the correct side. But those are, you would get the same number of tags as papers that you used, or double the number of tags as papers that you used, because you're cutting it in half. So you're not going to get, by doing this, you're not going to get a bigger amount, beyond the fact that you get twice as many tags as papers that you use. So here I've used 8 papers, so I'll get 16 tags. If you use 4 papers, like only these, you would get 8 tags because you're cutting one in half. But what a fun way to use up. These are all like Dollar Tree, Dollarama, so none of these scrapbook papers cost more than $2 per pad of like 24 papers, perhaps even more. Yeah, they tend to run about 24 papers in a pad. So very, very, very budget friendly as well. And really pretty. Like, those are so pretty. Even though the cardstock you're using is nothing fancy, you could take, if you had a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, you can get you would get, let's see, you'd get the equivalent of 4 sheets of paper per 12 by 12. So cut your 12 by 12 in half and in half again. You've got 2 6 by 6. Pick 4 different papers, stack them together. You don't have to use all of them, just use a portion of it. But what a fun way to use up scrapbook paper that just is a little bit fun and gives some really fun results. So until next time, have a lovely crafty day, and I will probably, today is Sunday for me, I will probably post this Monday for you, and you will still have until Friday to put your name in the hat for all of these kinds of things. And maybe some of these, because, you know, they're done now too. So until next time, have a lovely crafty day. Bye.